Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about how we stuff our cash envelopes. Let's get started. So today we're going to be doing our cash envelope stuffing for the second week in May. If you did not get to watch us plan out these pages in our last video, I'll go ahead and link it up in the right hand corner as well. You guys can check out that video. So typically what we do is whenever my husband comes home with cash envelopes, he gives me the cash and I put it directly into the envelope. But on our Instagram story last week, you all said that you'd be interested to see what a full week of cash stuffing envelopes would look like. So typically we don't do it this way. I don't hold out throughout the week. I actually collect that money and put it into the envelope that night, but I decided to go ahead and hold on to that cash so I can show you guys one big video all together. So each night I write down how much money he made, and then I take a green crayon and I color it in once I've used that money. If you follow us on Instagram also, you might have seen this on our stories a few times. The reason why I have our first two boxes colored in is because our first flower, which is my student loans for $283, is due every month on the 9th. So I went ahead and took that money, colored in our envelope already. We already took this part of our cash and put it into the bank to pay off our my student loan portion of the payment. Also, when my husband brings home cash tips, some days he brings home all of his cash, and some days the restaurant still has part of his cash and he picks it up the following day. So as of right now, this is how much he made each night, but the restaurant still owes him $65 of this. So with the money that he made throughout the whole entire week, he made a total of $770, but we spent $283, and so today we're going to be stuffing $422 worth of envelopes. So another thing that you might notice on our page that we don't typically do is we have two flowers this month that at first we budgeted for these two things. This was for Cinco de Mayo and for the Balloon and Wine Festival here in Temecula. But both of these things we've decided against. For Cinco de Mayo, we didn't end up going out, and the Balloon and Wine Festival, we actually have another activity planned for that same day now. So we went ahead and blacked that out. We didn't earn this money, but we decided that we're not going to budget for it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. I'll bring in the cash, bring in the envelopes, and then we'll get to coloring afterwards. So typically what I like to do when planning out the flowers is we do priority first. So that's why we did our student loan payment. And then I like to fill in as many flowers as I possibly can to get all the little things out of the way so we can start saving for our big debt snowball payment, which is our car payment right now for my husband's car. So the very first envelope we're going to start with today is church, and every month we put in $85 into our church envelope. We do that for $20 for each of the weekends, and then we have $5 to put away for donations for the end of the year, like we like to do around Christmas time. So for this one we're going to do $85. So I'm going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, and $5 into the church envelope. We already have $20 in fives in here already for our extra $5 that we do each month starting in January. So I'm going to put this into our church envelope. Some people like to write this down and mark it on the actual envelope. Since we have the bullet journal, what I like to do instead is I just color in that flower. So I went ahead and colored in the full flower and colored in the center because we filled that envelope completely. And our next envelope that we are going to be filling is our renter's insurance. Our renter's insurance is one of our sinking funds. It's just due once a year, and it is $15. So I'll go ahead and put 15 into our renter's envelope. We already have cash saved up in there from the last few months as well, and I'll be adding that to our bullet journal as well. Next up we have our car maintenance. My husband went and got both of our oil changed in last month, so we only have $2 saved in here for right now. So we're going to start saving up for this guy. Again, we do this every single month. And for our car maintenance, we put $25 in each month. Next, we actually have our car registration. I know this says auto insurance, but we use this envelope for our car registration. My husband's registration is due in a little bit, so we are putting $33 a month into the car registration, so that's not a big payment at the end. So we already have some money in here saved up for his registration, and we're going to be putting an extra $33 into there. One, two, three. Next, we have Amazon Prime for $20 a month. After that, we have our weddings, which is $40 a month that we save up for right now. The wedding that we're going to next is in June, and that's in Hawaii. So $40 into this. After that, we have clothing for our clothing funds for Hawaii. We just recently were able to add in these envelopes for our clothing fund. So we're putting $25 into each of these. And the next envelope that we're going to be filling are for our plane tickets. We're doing $125 a month towards that. We have, this is our second to last payment for that. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 5, 10, 15, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And that leaves us with the last little bit that we have. We have $29 left from this week, and we're going to be putting that into our vacation fund. That's going to be not filling up a whole one of our petals. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and show you what we do for this part. So if we are ever able to not fill in an entire petal, what I like to do is I just like to mark off next to the side with a pen how much that is. So next time we get some money, we can start off from where we left off last time. So I'm going to mark this off for $29. And just color it partially. Depending on our bullet journal layout, sometimes this actually, I count out how much it is, but for these petals, they don't actually represent $33 based off the dots in here, so I just like to mark off kind of where it is to show me that it's not completely full, and then that's where I can start off from next time. So here's a little close-up view of what we filled in with this week. We were able to fill in $40 for our wedding envelope, $20 into our Amazon Prime, $25 into both of our clothing funds. We were able to fill in car registration for $33, our church for $85, car maintenance for $25, renter's insurance for $15, and we were actually able to fill in our student loan that I had done previously because this was due on the 9th. So now that we have used all of this cash so far, I'm going to go ahead and fill these in with our green crayon. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen me do this on our stories frequently. His restaurant still owes us $65, but we don't mark off in our flowers for that until we actually have it in our hands. So I'm going to go ahead and color in these boxes. So here are these 2 pages completely done, but we still have a few pages that we still need to fill in. We've used sinking funds for specific things such as the flights to Hawaii. I just realized that we never colored in the flights. There we go, that looks better. Okay. So there are certain things that we use for sinking funds, so I'm going to go ahead and fill those out also. So I'm going to go back over here, and we have our sinking fund for our flights right here. And also for our car registration and Amazon Prime, we have things for that as well. So we have 3 more months for his car registration. And we also have 3 more months for Amazon Prime. So next week when my husband gets paid and he brings home the cash, I'll leave off on our fund money for Hawaii, and then I'll start building away at the rest of our flowers. The very last one that we do is our car debt. Is the car debt snowball. And so we actually only have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers until we get to start chunking the rest of our income towards that debt snowball payment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of video. It was a little different for me saving up the money and stuffing it all at once. It was kind of fun doing it that way. So if you guys enjoy that, please let me know. If you would like to see a video like this again, go ahead and vote in the upper right hand corner on our video for next week. If you guys have any questions that I did not answer in this video, or if you have questions about how we use our bullet journal, go ahead and ask them in the comments below and I will respond as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.